I thought maybe I was just tired, but menopause changed how I looked, how I smelled, and how I literally did everything. And I had absolutely no idea what was happening because no one ever talks about this stuff until now. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Tracy. I am 50 years old and let's just dive in. I have been in menopause now for almost 3 years. Now, I know some people like saying postmenopausal. I say in menopause because you're not done. Things are still shifting and changing. And one thing I do know for sure is that stuff gets real. Weird things start happening. And some are really, quite honestly, unpleasant. However, I am your girl and I like having these honest, real girl talks with you about some of the weird stuff that can happen. And it's normal, but it is weird. So I'm gonna talk to you about what can happen and also how to fix it today. Something no one ever told me, which was my eyebrows started sort of just disappearing. Now, when I was younger, I had always like pretty thick eyebrows. I would just kind of comb them up. It was the 90s. And so a little eyebrow gel went a far, far way. But then I noticed when I started aging, and definitely in perimenopause and menopause, it was like, where did they go? For two reasons. Number one, the ends of my eyebrows, they never were really long. I always wanted like Penelope Cruz, like long, beautiful, defined eyebrows. And oh my gosh, my daughter has like perfect eyebrows. I never really had those. But then add in the gray eyebrow hairs, so annoying. So it was basically like, where did they go? Now, this is a couple things. So what can cause this? Number one, if the ends of your eyebrows are going away, you definitely want to get your thyroid checked. That's actually linked to thyroid problems and issues, which are very, very normal and something that can occur during perimenopause and menopause. And the grays are just the grays, right? The grays are happening, so we can really easily fix that. Number one, castor oil. I talk about castor oil all the time. I actually have a serum that was gifted to me by Typology that I love. I just kind of put that on my eyebrows at night and it's easy and it has the spoolie right there. But if you want to just keep it really even more basic, get the castor oil. I'll leave my favorite one linked down below in the description box. And again, get your own little eyebrow spoolie and you can put it on your eyebrows and you can also even put it on your eyelashes if you want to. It has been proven to really help with growth of your eyebrows. It can moisturize your eyebrow hairs, which when they get gray, that means they also get coarse. So that's super easy. And then of course with makeup, a little brow gel and a little liner does wonders. Like my eyebrows are here, right? They are totally here and that's because I put makeup on them. Like, we gotta do what we have to do. Another thing I love doing is dyeing my eyebrows. It takes literally 2 seconds. I use Just for Men hair dye, just a tiny bit on an eyebrow brush. I personally like using light brown with my coloring and I just leave it on for a couple minutes, wash it off. I usually get nervous, so I usually do it like 2 or 3 times because I'm always afraid they're gonna over dye, which unfortunately I have seen happen and it's not cute. So my advice to you is just do it kind of quickly, take it off, clean it off, but it can happen. You are not alone if this is happening to you, but we can fix anything. Now this one you probably have thought of before, but it's so weird when it actually happens to you. And this definitely happened to me last year. It was like looking in the mirror and I was like, especially the lower portion of my face, it was just like deflated. Like I was like, what is happening? It was like I wanted to just kind of lift it back up. And the reason that happens is our collagen naturally starts declining in perimenopause and then much quicker when you're actually in menopause. It's normal, but it's not exactly desirable. So what's a girl to do? Use some topical vitamin C or peptides on your skin that can really plump up your skin and give them that life again. And here's something crazy. I did a whole video about this, but creatine. Now there is new research showing that creatine can help with your skin's structure. We always think about collagen, right? And collagen supplementation. But creatine may help to give you that more youthful appearance, that kind of lifted appearance. It sort of makes sense, right? Because especially if your face is looking a little bit deflated, right? You don't have the muscular structure and the fascia kind of holding it up. So creatine can help build that muscle from within. So I don't know, if you're anything like me, I'm like, I'm game, I'll try it if it's gonna help. And one thing that has hugely helped me is using topical estrogen cream on my face. In fact, I did a whole video about it. But for me, in the last 12 months, I would say this has been an absolute game changer for me. And have you ever woken up in the morning and you're like, did I eat sushi last night and have a ton of salt? Because your face just feels puffy. Or for me, I don't tend to get a puffy face, but I'll get like a little bit of puffiness on the outer corners of my eyes. And that actually can be a not really talked about symptom of menopause. How weird is that? Again, when our estrogen starts declining, that can also make our lymphatic drainage slower. And if our lymph isn't draining, guess what? It's gonna stay in your face and your face is gonna get puffy. Also, cortisol spikes and poor sleep make it much worse. So again, another reminder to get that beauty sleep in, girls. So what's a girl to do to make this so much better? Number one, gua sha. I did a whole video about gua sha. I love it so much. It's like a facelift in minutes. I'm telling you, I stand behind it so much. Sleeping with your head slightly elevated and also taking magnesium glycinate before bed can also help you to have less puffiness in the morning. Plus, magnesium glycinate is awesome when it comes to sleep. I love it. And also, of course, hydration. I know it seems super counterintuitive, like I'm gonna hydrate more when I'm puffy, but it actually is the case. You wanna make sure that you're really well hydrated, which is gonna help your skin. You know, one thing that has really helped me with this whole menopause transition, and let me remind you again, perimenopause may start as early as 15 years before your final cycle. So making sure that I have support from people that actually get it has been huge and a total game changer for me. So over the last year or so, I've been working with MIDI Health, which is a virtual care clinic for women. And honestly, they totally just get it. They're available in all 50 states and they accept insurance. Can I get an amen? How amazing is that? And the care that you'll get from your MIDI clinician is actually personalized. You're not gonna feel rushed. You're not gonna feel brushed off. They're not gonna make you feel like you're crazy. They truly take the time to understand you and your personal symptoms and situations so that you actually feel heard. So I first connected with MIDI a while back about, again, that lower facial symptom of kind of just feeling like my face was looking droopy. And one thing that they prescribed for me, which has been amazing, is the Estriol Plus cream from MIDI Health. It has a gentle topical form of estrogen, it has hyaluronic acid, and it has DMAE. And it just kind of brings your skin back to life. It plumps it up, it makes it feel hydrated, and honestly, it's truly one of my holy grails now. So we were recently in Europe and I ran out of my Estriol Plus. And when I tell you could actually see streak marks behind me while I was running to the computer to open up my MIDI portal to order a new batch of the Estriol Plus, it was hilarious. But really, it's that good, and I don't say it lightly. But what I love about MIDI is that they're not just about skincare. They support you through menopause and perimenopause, hormone shifts, weight changes. And if you're considering trying out like a GLP-1 medication, they offer that too. So if you've been dealing with symptoms that feel random or weird, or you just don't feel like anyone's going to understand you, MIDI might be the missing piece. So I'll leave them linked down below in the description box. Definitely check them out. When you do, let me know. So another weird thing that isn't talked about enough is when you have like itchy skin, but you don't have a rash. This is a really common, but often not attributed to menopause symptom. And honestly, we gotta talk about it. So the reason why that happens is our skin becomes drier with the hormonal changes of menopause, and it's just not able to hold on to moisture. So I have kind of perfected this in the lazy girl way. Let me break it down for you. Number one, showering with a super moisturizing shower oil. Yes, you heard me right. Do not even come near me with a bar of soap. No way. It's funny because every once in a while I'll just forget. So, you know, TMI, but like, yes, I wash my private parts with soap, but I wash my body with, I love the L'Occitane almond shower oil. I've used it for so long, and it cleans you, but it also is moisturizing you at the same time. It's amazing. So when you get out of the shower, you're not gonna feel dry and prickly. So that's step one. Step two is a really easy to apply body oil. For me, it's the Nukes, and I love the shimmer one. They also have, I don't know if you can get it in the States, the Neroli one, when I was just in Europe, I got myself a new one because for some reason I can't find it in the US, but it smells delicious and it's considered a dry oil. You can use it on your body, on your hair. In fact, I used a little bit on my hair today. And it's a spray, so I just kind of spray it in my hand and then put it on. It takes literally 2 seconds, but your skin feels soft, it feels moisturized, and you don't get that menopausal itch, which is just quite honestly annoying. And you can also try omega-3s at night to support your skin from the inside out. Remember, your skin is your largest organ, so we really want to make sure that we're supporting it, right? And omega-3s have been proven to really help to mitigate some of that menopausal itch when it comes to your skin. You ever wake up in the morning and you're like, ah, who is that? Because your eyes are so hollow or you get really, really deep, dark circles. I don't really get the darkness, but sometimes I get that hollow feeling and I'm like, what is happening? And the reason why that can happen is our skin gets thinner with age. That's normal, that's natural. Disrupted sleep, raise your hand if your husband snores all night. And also fluid retention. Now, you are a gua sha girly, so hopefully you're not gonna get that fluid retention. And if you have a snoring husband, I don't know what to tell you, get rid of him. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Just turn on a sound machine, that's what I do. And I use brown noise, which actually really helps, oddly enough. Try it. But other things you can do is use a caffeine eye cream. Now, I personally, you've heard me talk about this a while, if you've been here for a while, I don't really use a specific eye cream, but if you do tend to get the puff, caffeine can really shrink that down. So you could get like a caffeine-based eye cream and it can help to shrink your puffiness in your eyes. And also my girls, magnesium. I already told you magnesium glycinate. That is, I think, the elite version of if you were looking for a sleep aid, it's magnesium glycinate, not the citrate. I did citrate for years, for like a decade, but when I tell you the glycinate, it's like a total game changer. It really changes everything and it just makes me sleep like a little bambina. Now here's an odd one, but tinnitus, having ringing in your ears. In my opinion, there's nothing more annoying than having that because it disrupts you, you can't focus, and then you're like, is anybody else hearing that weird sign? But that is actually a very common symptom of menopause. Who knew? So in order to make this better, limit your caffeine and alcohol. You should be limiting your caffeine and alcohol anyway, so just limit it. You can again try magnesium and vitamin B12 to support this, especially if you are noticing this on a consistent basis. I would definitely add more B vitamins, specifically B12, into your supplement regime. And you might even want to explore binaural beats. I'm not an expert with binaural beats, but I've actually used them for a long time, and they were actually what I used to use before my husband's snoring got really bad recently. That's what I would use as like a sound machine for sleeping. It actually really helps. It's kind of like, the easiest way to explain it, it's like there's 2 different sounds happening at the same time. And it's actually really good for your brain and brain health, but also for your hearing as well. So you might want to check that out. And there's free apps that you can get. The one that I have is totally free and it's really nice. Now, if you're noticing that your hair is suddenly frizzy, really dry, or even wiry, you, my friend, are not alone. Welcome to menopause. This is super frustrating, annoying, and honestly just can make you feel kind of old. So here's what I like to do for that. Number one, as I said, I have hair oil. So I really like using that Nuxe one, which is like a really great multi-purpose one. And also, even though I have a lot of hair, and this is all my hair, it is fine, right? So I have thin hair. So anytime I use like an oil on my hair, it goes greasy looking real quick. So I have to use something really, really light. And that's why I like the Nuxe dry oil. That's when my hair is dry, I'll put a little bit in my hand, very little, and then just put it on like my ends, and it's really, really nice. Obviously, your scalp health matters. So, using something like a rosemary hair oil or hair oil on your scalp can really help. When you're washing your hair, you want to exfoliate your scalp, right? So that any product buildup or any kind of like yuckiness that's on your scalp that can happen. I use this little brush that I got on Amazon, super cheap, like I think $8. And when I'm washing my hair, I really get in there. And that also really helps me, I swear, to wash my hair less. I wash my hair like 1 to 2 times a week, but I don't get crusty, I don't get flaky, I don't get itchy. A lot of y'all have a lot of opinions about this. I did a whole video about the clean girl aesthetic, and I was saying that, I wash my hair once a week. The comments were wild. Some of you really, really were like, that's disgusting. I'm like, I don't sweat that much. I use dry shampoo and my scalp is healthy and not itchy. Like, let a girl live. Anyway, but you know, I swear that that brush really helps because it brings circulation, it exfoliates, and it's really gentle. So add that to your cart. And also, let's not sleep on leave-in conditioner. It's so funny because now when I wash my hair, I don't use any product in my hair, but I just use some leave-in conditioner. Again, because my hair is fine, I put leave-in conditioner from like ear down and I just kind of comb it in and then I dry my hair and I style it and then I use a little hairspray and like that's it. Unless of course I was like doing a slick back and I wanted something to kind of hold any kind of flyaways down. But generally I don't use a lot of product in my hair. Now again, this is me, this is my hair, you know, I'm 50 years old, I really know my hair. Obviously, if you have like pin straight hair and you want to get volume or other things like that, use products if you need to, but it's also important that you use a clarifying shampoo. So what does clarifying shampoo mean? It's so simple, like don't overthink it. Any shampoo that's clear. You don't want like a creamy, white, you know, kind of rich, almost like moisturizing looking shampoo. You want just a clear shampoo. Like I get mine from Whole Foods, right? And that is like the best shampoo to have. Now, of course, conditioner, I use a nice rich conditioner specifically designed for color treated hair, but I don't spend a lot of money on it. I use the one from Herbitint, which is the brand that I actually color my hair with, and I think it's great. If you experience hair loss at your temple or your crown, you are not alone. This is, again, another kind of odd menopausal symptom. So again, like I said, that rosemary hair oil can really, really help. You wanna really also massage your scalp, which again, gets circulation in there. That can help with hair loss. And if you're getting your full blood work done, which you should, especially if you're in menopause, you want to check your iron levels and your ferritin levels. These are really linked to hair loss. Also thyroid, you know, if you were losing a lot of hair, I know before I started on HRT, I would notice when I would wash my hair, there was a lot of hair loss and my thyroid levels were really not optimal at all. And since being on thyroid medication and, you know, being on HRT in general, I noticed that I don't have as much hair loss when I'm brushing my hair or when I'm in the shower. So this is not you and only you, but it is something that you want to get checked. So if you're noticing hair loss, just get it checked. I definitely experienced this. And this for me was one of the most embarrassing symptoms of menopause. Was all of a sudden I was like, what is that smell? Because it smells like a dirty ditch or like someone's cooking onions. And you know what it was? It was me. Gross. But hormonal shifts and changes can alter your natural scent. Weird, but true. So using a natural deodorant that actually works for you is key. Two brands that I absolutely love. Primally Pure has great ones, and also Crystal. It is an actual roll-on, the Crystal. It's not like those crystal ones that you would have to like add water to. It's an actual roll-on. And I'm telling you, both of these, even in crazy Miami heat, they make me feel fresh and clean and dry. Even if like it's 5 p.m. and I haven't even showered, we smell fresh, we smell good. And that is freedom in my opinion. Also, don't sleep on rebounding, which really helps with the lymph system and circulation, and also dry brushing. Now, I have to tell you, this isn't something that I have really adopted into my routine, but it's just, all the research is there, just how good it is for your body. But did you know that it could even help with your body odor? How crazy is that? So if you're struggling with this, I would definitely like, why not? Try it out. It only takes a couple minutes. Oh, and if you want me to do a whole video about dry brushing and sort of more natural cellulite reduction techniques, let me know because I'm happy to do so. And another symptom of menopause that I really don't think is spoken about enough, and it can make women feel really isolated and alone, is that feeling of feeling sort of invisible, like you're just not there or like you don't matter anymore. And let me be the first person to say to you, that is a load of BS. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to be seen. In my opinion, this stage of life is the best. Sure, you know, my tummy isn't as flat as it was when I was 20 years old, and you know, my skin isn't like pulled back like it was, but you know what's even better? my confidence level, my ability to know who I am, my ability to use my voice and really speak up for what I want and also what I don't want, my ability to really suss out a situation and know like who's good energy and who's bad energy and to just easily block out, my ability to take no BS, to not allow any drama in my life. Should I go on? My point is this, yes, it is a transitional period in our life, but we get to choose. Are we gonna thrive in menopause or are we gonna just like bury our head in the sand and be like, oh, this is horrible? I'm not saying that your symptoms aren't real. And one of the things that can really happen in menopause are even mental health changes, right? So all of this, it's real, and I know that a couple years ago when I first started going through perimenopause like really intensely, and also don't forget, I also had a child when I was 45, right? So I was like postnatal plus perimenopausal. It was like a really crazy time. I did not feel like myself at all. But you know what? You matter. So get the support that you need. You can always count on me to be here for you, but also talk to your doctor. And if your doctor brushes you off, again, that's why I love MIDI Health, because they're not going to brush you off. They really understand you and me and what our needs are. And anyone that gives you anything less than that, they don't deserve your time or your space. So I really believe that it's so liberating for us as women in this time and space and age in our life that we get to talk about this stuff. Menopause is not something to be ashamed of. It doesn't mean you're less than. It doesn't mean you're like less of a woman, or it's not even something that we need to whisper about in hushed tones. It's real, it's natural, and it's gonna happen to each and every one of us. So if you're struggling with any of these symptoms, you are not alone and you can always count on me to help. If you wanna keep hanging with me here on YouTube, make sure to check out this video next and I'll see you there.